Hello, magical people. How's everybody doing? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to the Daily Astro Show here on the Meg Moonbeam and Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. Happy full moon in Aries day, big day, October 17th, as we're going to talk about a bit. I have to preface this daily horoscope today by just saying, you guys, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. So if I seem a little bit off or whatever, don't mind me just feeling some things going on physically. So love you guys so much. And before we get into the astrology, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Meg Moonbeam YouTube and Rumble channels, as well as the Beyond Mystic YouTube and Rumble channels. And if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available over at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box below. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I'm booking now into March 2025. So if you'd like to have a reading with me next year, go book in. How's everybody doing out there? Okay, Jill. Hi, Meg, my Capricorn sister, Jill. I'm feeling under the weather today too. Something is brewing. Yeah, there's definitely something brewing for sure. And some of you guys may know that we're doing this special show later today, October 17th, special show on the Beyond Mystic Rumble channel with JC, Janine, and myself. We're going to decode this day, this very intense and peculiar, to say the least, full moon in Aries. Okay. So this is like a 10 out of 10 energy today, you guys, of we are being tested. Okay. And for some of us, that's going to be physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We've got this full moon in Aries with a grand cardinal cross. This is a very rare astrological chart pattern. Okay. We've been having a lot of really intense full moons this year. And it's not just me being a dramatic astrologer. Every time we've got a full moon, this is so intense. This is so intense. A lot of very peculiar full moons. We had 2 full moon in Capricorns in a row this summer. Joe Biden stepped out of the presidency exactly to the day of one of those full moons. And then a very intense full moon in Aquarius. Now we're having this full moon in Aries with, of course, the sun and the moon in opposition, as they always are in a full moon, but Mars and Pluto also in opposition and both in square to the sun and the moon. So this is where we get that grand cardinal cross chart pattern. If you guys can see where my mouse is moving here, there is a cross in the chart, right? And in astrology, crosses or squares or oppositions are adverse and they're challenging. And it's not that we're being punished by the universe, but there's challenges that are coming up that are initiating us into an invitation of up level. Okay. So I said it yesterday in the Daily Astro Show that we did for Wednesday. If everything is just perfect in your life and there's no challenge, and you're listening to the astrology lately and you're like, I feel fine, everything's fine. Honestly, maybe you need to take a deeper look and really be honest with yourself about what's going on, okay, on those physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. In particular, around, and I'm seeing a lot of you guys in the comments saying boundaries, right? Our boundaries, our independence, our self-sufficiency, I keep hearing universe say with this full moon, where have we given our power away and how can we take it back? Okay. And for a lot of us that are empaths, that are light workers, star seeds, whatever you want to call yourselves, we can be really giving. Sometimes we can attract people in relationships where maybe we've given our power away. But if you're a light worker that doesn't have that issue, maybe you're an Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius, or you've got really strong fire in your chart and you're not like a water sign like me, or, some of the other signs that can have issues with those boundaries. It's also on the deeper levels. Okay. Mars in Cancer, the dispositor of this full moon, the ruler of Aries Mars, at his fall position in Cancer. Cancer, of course, is our ancestors, our home, our family. This can also be on the ancestral level. Where have we given our power away? So see what I'm saying, you guys? It's go really deep. This full moon is inviting us to go really deep into the core of self-reflection and illumination, because that's what full moons do. They're about completion and illumination of whatever's being highlighted by the chart, the sign it's in, the dispositor. And that dispositor at 22 degrees of Cancer, Mars, is saying this goes to the ancestral level. And in opposition to Pluto, this is deep. Okay, this is deep, deep shit. Okay, so you may be going, oh, I don't have any issues with boundaries. I own my own business, or I'm a leader, or I'm living my best life. Okay, I said this in a video I did the other day. Do you buy food at the grocery store? Do you totally live on the grid? Are you self-sufficient? Because it goes that deep. It goes that deep. If the shit hits the fan and everything turns off, are you empowered then? Or because of our ancestors, right? That, not blaming it all on them, because there are very nefarious systems, but our ancestors accepted a system that came in to put us into this place where most of us don't know how to grow food. We don't know how to get a local water spring. Very basic things we've lost as a society. And Aries is about survival and self-sufficiency and being in the present moment. So yes, the sun is in Libra. Yes, we've got the South Node in Libra. Yes, it's very much about our relationships and boundaries. And we've been talking a whole lot about that. But it's also that Mars in Cancer, the dispositor on the ancestral level. Where have we given power away? Where do we not feel free? Or where can we become more free? So that full moon is highlighting that to us. Now, there's a lot more to this full moon. We'll decode in the special show later today with JC, Janine, and myself. But I really invite you guys to, this is a day for deep reflection, paying attention to what is coming up for you. And some of it may not feel good with that Mars-Pluto opposition and the Grand Cardinal Cross. And some of it may be secrets or subconscious patterns that have been so far beneath the surface that we're just seeing about ourselves personally and the collective need to be addressed. Okay. So see where you have 24 degrees of Aries in your personal chart, because that's the area most being highlighted by this full moon today. And of course, today is the exact day of the full moon, but also the next 3 days, we're in the full moon portal. And see where you have 22 degrees of Cancer, that spot where Mars, the dispositor of this full moon, is. Okay, because those are 2 areas of life that can really be highlighted. Now in the collective, and I'll talk about this more in the show that we do later today, this is big geopolitical changes and our leaders being highlighted. Aries is leadership. Aries is the military and the generals and the people that know how to get shit done. They're not lazy. So we're all looking for a leader right now, right? As a collective. And there can be frustration with that Grand Cardinal Cross for a lot of us coming up around. There's not a lot of really good leaders out in the open, right? We've got that Neptune in Pisces right now. So there's so much being hidden, that Neptune and Saturn in Pisces behind the scenes. Possible leaders behind the scenes, possible military behind the scenes, but out in the open, Aries is about what's in front of my face out in the open. There can be anger coming up around, these people are freaking nuts. These presidents and prime ministers and a lot of the innovators that we have out in the forefront, right? 76 Norton says, right. Aries is in the present moment. What's in front of my face? Do I like it? Does it feel good, or does it not? Right? So I'm also getting the message too that there's going to be something that gets revealed right in front of our face today that might not be easy to look at as a collective. And I saw this morning when I was kind of scrolling online, and let me bring this up here. And we already heard about this before, but of course, the mainstream news is putting it this way. Oh, disable ad blocker. Are you going to let me look at this? Sorry, guys, 1 second here. Of course, all the mainstream is saying a mega conspiracist is trying to launch a lurid lie about Tim Waltz, and it's working. If you guys didn't see, some dude that was a student of Tim Waltz came out today with a video. They're on Twitter. It's all over Twitter, saying that they got sexually assaulted by Tim Waltz. So Hinduistan Times, Big October surprise rocks Kamala campaign. Tim Waltz accused of inappropriate relations with a minor. Could have to do with this. Might be something completely different as well that comes up, that's in our face, that a lot of people aren't going to like to hear. But it's in the present moment. Aries is common sense, right? So, if someone's coming forward and they're saying something and they're a real person and we can look at the background of this guy, then probably accurate, right? And I predicted this full moon would not be good for Kamala Harris. There's going to be some major scandal for Kamala Harris. It's more than just Tim Waltz. It also has to do with her. So yeah, Prometheus, you're right. Got to be bigger than Tampon Tim. Yeah, it's not just Tampon Tim. It's going to be something else it's going to be hard for a lot of people to look at. So that'll be today or over the next few days. That'll be coming up. So it's a lot, you guys, lots of tests coming up. So if you're feeling irritated, frustrated, anger, right? This is Aries in the adverse, because it's more of an adverse full moon with that Grand Cardinal Cross. You're not going crazy. These are really natural emotions to be having at this time. And we could be feeling upset or anger around things that with that Pluto-Mars opposition are really deeply seated, that we may not have even consciously realized we're upset about, right? But the gift of Aries, sign that rules anger in its kind of challenging aspect, is anger can inspire us to take action and take care of things and face things to be able to move forward and make changes, right? So we can use, if there is anger, frustration, even nervousness coming up, we can use that energy to create a new pattern. We can use that energy to put up a boundary, to take our power back, right? And I'm seeing a lot of you guys in the comments saying, feeling irritated, feeling frustrated. Totally normal, you guys. You're not going nuts. Okay. Celtic Love says, I want to take a boxing class. That's actually a good remedy for this full moon. Physical movement, boxing, punching bag, punching a pillow, yelling, screaming. It's normal to be angry and upset and triggered by the society that we're in, the systems and structures that are in place, Saturn, because it has been set up to take our power away. And again, it goes down to the ancestral level. So yeah. Hi, Margie. Margie says, hi, Meg. I feel like I'm in a fight or flight mode. Sending hugs right back to you. Well, again, Aries is survival. Aries can also be fight or flight, right? So where is that? Let's tune into that fight or flight if it's coming up. Where is it coming from? What's it trying to show us? Because the universe isn't punishing us. It's this full moon is a huge initiation to up level into our independence, self-sufficiency, and being more empowered and in the present moment. Ellen says, hi, Ellen, quarrels and misunderstandings all around. So Yeah, not a good day if you need to have a tough conversation with someone or if you're upset at someone, not a good day to try to hash it out because it could go into a really intense place. Okay. So this is a day to be just observing and not absorbing, but not being hard on yourself if you do things, feel things very intensely, or if you do have a little freak out or a temper tantrum, that can also be Aries. Normal, normal with this energy. Aries is also one of the signs that rules the inner child. It's the first sign in astrology to be a baby, to be a toddler, to be a child. And children sometimes can't handle their emotions and they have a frickin' freak out. They totally freak out, right? But we still love them. So we need to remember to do the same for us because that could be something coming up today. Okay, guys, let me know how, if you're resonating with what I'm saying, what's coming up for you, how you're feeling with this full moon. And what I also want to share here is we've got the lovely May Levy over on the Beyond Mystic Academy is going to be doing a heart liberation live activation tomorrow, Friday, October 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the theme for this is all about transforming parasitic fear into inner peace. So you guys can go check that out and sign up. And I believe it's on a sliding scale donation. So it's quite cost affordable. So you can check that out over at the link in the description below. And don't forget to check out this special show that we're going to be doing today on the Beyond Mystic Rumble and X channels, October 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And please remember, you guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the channels. We love you all so, so much. It's intense, funky day, but we are not thrown anything that we can't handle. Okay. And we're not going to be in the victim mode today. Aries is not about the victim mode. Okay. Aries are not victims. We're going to be in the warrior mode. We're going to move forward. We're going to face whatever comes up. And we're going to be even stronger and more empowered after this. So I love all you guys so much. Have a very happy full moon. And I'll see you all later for the special show. Mwah. Bye, everybody.